is an Unspoiled Network podcast.
This is Unspoiled, covering Penny Dreadful, Season 3, Episode 3, Good and Evil Braided B. In this episode, this guy works for Dracula, and he's gonna go and lick his girlfriend? Is that... what? You fall to the floor and back out of a room on your hands and knees when he's just around. How are you gonna lick the man's girlfriend? Welcome to Unspoiled.
Sorry, I keep trying to do that intro shit, but
Owen does that exact same thing when we do Orphan Black, and it's weird because you both sound like you're doing the
same
theme for Walking Dead. Both of you.
I still think it always sounds like Game of Thrones. Like you're both start saying tits and horses, tits and horses, tits and horses over and over again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it kind of is, and to be quite honest, like this just instrumental music kind of stuff that's been going on in a lot of themes, like Games of Thrones, Walking Dead, Penny Dreadful.
Games of Thrones.
Your Games is of Thrones.
You know.
Yeah. Even that other Netflix horrible thing that's kind of beginning with the H or something, whatever. But
House of Cards?
No, the other supernatural one with the werewolves and vampires and
yeah, I don't remember that one. Hemlock Grove.
I never
saw it.
Yes,
though.
you did. So you fucking lied. You did know.
I got given the name by a fairy that is right here on my desk anytime I need her to tell me things.
You need a Google?
Google, fairy, whatever. Listen.
Oh.
Same diff.
And also Hannibal too. Like it sounds all the same to me now. Like it's getting to a point where it's just noise, and like they kind of just generally sound the same.
Hannibal just had that weird like tone though.
That's true.
They were like
Hannibal was
it was just like spoopy.
Spoopy.
Okay, so I'm Natasha. Hi everybody.
I'm Maggie.
And I'm Dan.
And this episode was full of surprises. It really was too.
Oh yeah.
And I just can't get over that though. Like, what kind of disrespectful little bitch? Like,
he really had it coming. Like, I was so tired of this guy already with his like weird, I don't know what sort of 80s band that hair came from, but it's not a good look.
Yeah, he's really trying to Lost Boys it up over here. And
that's what I was going to say. He was an extra.
That's his Alex Winter. Yeah. Alex Winter's stunt double for Lost Boys.
I just like
extra. He got upset that he didn't get the main deal, and now he's like acting out.
Well, I was about to say, and like acting out. Yeah, if you're more dramatic than Dracula, you should like dial it back a tiny bit. That's you're fucking following this girl with this look on your face, like that's almost SNL level of like kind of self-parody almost. Yeah, dude, what are you doing, man? You just set his work back by like God knows how long. She was finally coming out of the house, and now you're making her not want to even leave and be around people.
What's even funnier is that like you thought Renfield would be the one to fuck up. Like,
yeah, I guess I did. Yeah.
Like, well, not just you. I mean, the general clique will you because like Renfield is the fucking moron. Like he's the bumbling idiot, and he's the quivering whim who's just like, ooh. And I think I definitely did expect him to be the one to fuck up, if anything.
Yeah, I didn't really like.
He's got a while.
I didn't think about who was gonna fuck up because I frankly thought if anybody did, it would be Dracula himself that fucked up. Because he's trying to be so cool about like, oh, I barely even remember your name. That I was like, are you going to overplay that a little bit and maybe make her start to just be like, okay, you know what? Fuck you then. And it didn't even enter my head that his own people would be this fucking stupid.
But it's funny that Redfield is now setting the standard.
Yeah,
like you and this is the thing. You don't have to try so hard to fuck up to not like to get below Renfield. Like like minimum bare effort as a vampire under Dracula's rule, you probably not gonna fuck up. Like you just have to breathe if you can breathe. I don't know how the vampire rules are here, but like you pretty much are better than Redfield.
I just like when you're not doing as well as the guy who's just eating houseflies. Again, you're more dramatic than Dracula, but worse at your job than the fly guy. You're just fucking fired. Like go join a temp agency.
Enjoy that fly though.
He really seemed satisfied by that. In a way that bothered me, to be honest. Like
it reminds me of the old lady with the fly, and I wonder what else is he eating.
I knew an old lady who swallowed a spider that
wriggled and jiggled inside her. There's a great Muppet Show bit where they do that with shadow puppets, and Judy Collins sings it. It was one of Dahlia's absolute favorites when she was little. Yeah, she liked bugs.
Oh, that's right. Does she still like bugs? Didn't you say she like got out of that? Or no, she got out of liking monsters.
No, she still really likes worms, but she doesn't like bugs anymore. So I don't have to like dig under rocks anymore. Like it used to be a lot of like flip over rocks, see what was underneath them, which was unpleasant because I am not a bug person at all. And I think that finally rubbed off on her. So now it's more like it's rained. We're going to go hunt for worms coming up through the cracks on the
But didn't
driveway.
She used to like monsters? And you said that she kind of like got out of that? Like she was into them and then...
Yeah. She was really into monsters, and now she has developed a lot of anxiety, and she took it in the opposite direction, which is a real bummer. She still likes kind of gothy stuff. Like we can still watch all the same movies she used to like about zombies and things, but she doesn't dig them the same way.
I think it's kind of not sucks, but like I feel bad for our listeners who are like, I don't know, in my head I wonder if they watch the episode and just have our commentary playing over it.
Like, I'm talking about my kid when she was 2, she was obsessed with the worms.
No, I mean more like we just went completely out of order because we're talking about
about the bugs. Yeah, about him eating bugs.
About him eating bugs end, and like
right?
Yeah, it is way towards the end.
Or does that happen?
I thought you said that's TM, right? Like that's Renfield's trademark, bug eating. TM.
Yeah. It is.
All right, so let's start from the beginning. Here is, do you know that I was about to call this fucker Chad? I'm so sorry, buddy. You don't deserve that at all. That's just mean.
No.
It's because of the Chandler that it made me think Chad. But yeah, he's like having a what I thought at first was a waking dream, but turns out to just be like, regular old dream where he's on the cliff's edge where he had been when he talked to Kaetenay last time. And he sees Kaetenay for a second, but then turns around and he's not there. And then all of a sudden, boom, there he is screaming with blood dripping down his face. And I am not excited about that because that looks like the kind of bleeding that you get when somebody takes your fucking scalp off. Mm-hmm. So thumbs down, dislike. And he wakes up and there's this bitch fucking sitting there all fucking creepy with her canteen.
Okay, can I say now, I didn't want to say anything last season because I didn't want to spoil the fact that she was going to be in this season. I fucking hate Hecate. I'm so over her.
Over it.
Yeah, she's lovely to look at.
She's
but I'm just
perfection to look at. It's unnerving.
Yeah. But I'm seriously just like, why is he not telling her to go away? She's so fucking annoying. I don't like it.
You know what's also unsettling? They woke up, they're literally like maybe 500 feet away from where they just murdered a bunch of folks.
Are they really that close?
Yes, because he looks through the window, like not the window, the slats through the door of the barn that they're sleeping in. Because like he was sleeping very peacefully. This bitch is over there, and he's all ugh. And then he looks through the thing. The saloon is right fucking there.
Oh my god! I didn't realize they were so close. How does that work?
Yeah. So they slipped over, and they just went 500 feet, went to a barn.
And there's been no search or anything sent up yet, apparently.
I guess no one gives a fuck about some random white dudes.
I guess.
Yeah.
For once.
For once. Not until when our friend Rask, is that what his fucking name, or is Rusk? Rusk. When our friend fucking Rusk comes in, that's the only time that they're acknowledged, because no one even cleaned them out. Like, I don't even know. Like, if I was an old timey person, and like there was the one saloon in the fucking desert of like, because apparently like the canyon around there is like a 3 days ride according to fucking Ethan Chandler. And I trust his opinion about this place because he says he fucking hates it. So if everything else is a 3 days ride around, I'm gonna fucking knock on the goddamn doors of the saloon and be like, "Excuse me, are you guys open?"
That's the main thing to me, that this place it looks like it's noon when he wakes up.
Yeah.
So it's been a bit, and there should be people noticing by now and looking for them. That's crazy pants. Wow.
Well, they're all technically like mercenaries. So I don't think anyone kind of has ties to them in that town, I don't think. But again,
even if they weren't looking for them, he's like in a barn. I mean, you'd think that somebody would have gone in there at some point. Unless she like put a spell or something, I guess. I'm just not a big fan of constantly having to be like, maybe it was magic. When they don't explicitly put that in the text of the show, because
and then
they're
you're left
doing
to
shit
assume.
That's dumb.
Do we have Redfield immediately after? Yes. So we have credits.
We go to the credits, yeah.
Great credits as always. And fucking Renfield is writing obsessively Vanessa.
Oh my God.
Like he's a 14-year-old like schoolboy who is like this close to being a meninist.
I love the obsessiveness with which he's writing it, because it really fooled me initially into thinking that he was writing something super important and crucial to his boss. Right? Like, so then they zoom in on it and I'm like, oh, you fucking weirdo.
He has a very effeminate handwriting.
He's got a very effeminate everything. Like, you put some eyeliner and lipstick on him and he would make a very pretty girl.
He would.
He's got that round baby face.
I think that's kind of his shtick. Like, I don't know if maybe he's secretly gay, and like maybe that's kind of how Dracula's kind of pulling him in. I don't know, but like, I don't know. I will give full disclosure to you guys and also the listeners. This is the last episode I remember seeing, and I rewatched it. The last time we recorded, I watched both of them. That's why the other episode you'll hear that I kind of confused the two for a second. But yeah, I'm going in blind from now on.
Dun dun dun.
So like now it's too unspoiled. Maggie's the only one left.
Unspoiled too. The spoiling. So Vanessa is trying to get this doctor to admit that not only did this shit actually happen and that it's not just her delusion and whatnot, but she's saying that she is her friend. And she grabs her coat and is like about to leave. Like, she's just so frustrated. And she says, because she says, do you believe me? And the doctor says, yes, I believe you. And she says, no, you believe that I believe it. And the doctor says, it's the same thing. It doesn't matter. Like, yeah, so. And finally, she reaches forward and grabs her arm and does that thing where you sense something about a person. And she can tell that there was somebody who had hurt her. And she killed him before he killed her. Which is interesting, and I would really love to know more about that. So, yeah, I enjoyed her being able to prove this, because it is just super frustrating to me when there is a way to prove something and a character doesn't do it. And it's understandable why she hasn't up till now, because if this were a modern show, I'd be like, just fucking do this thing. But, you know, the social mores of the day, touching somebody like this is just really, it's kind of over the line. So it's a drastic step to just invade their space like that. So, yeah, this was awesome. And she's just like, yeah, see what I did? That's being a witch. That's what that's called, is witchcraft. And there's Dracula's...
This is the episode of Vanessa's scratchy voice.
Yeah.
Almost every other scene.
She's had really scratchy a lot this season because she hasn't had really anybody to talk to very much, although she's done a better job when she's been around Mr. Sweet.
That's
but other
true.
than that, like, who else has she interacted with?
Can we just call him Dracula now?
Just call him Dracula.
Only because he's neither sweet
nor
sugary. So fuck him.
And he's not a mister.
He is not a mister. He is an undead. He is a thing. He is Dracula. Kind of a sexy Dracula. Not gonna lie.
I don't it frustrates me a lot because he just misses being hot to me.
Yep, me too.
Just misses.
Is it because of his negging and his personality?
No, it's his look. He's too thin and too Abe Lincoln-y.
Oh, I get. Yeah, I can see that. He's a little Abe Lincoln. But like, of the Draculas that we've had so far, in like movie verses and stuff like that, and also TV too, because we also had that recent Dracula show that was a terrible thing.
I never saw it.
Which Dracula show that was a terrible thing?
It was on NBC for I think last year for like fucking 4 episodes.
What?
Ooh, 4 episodes. That's rough.
Yeah, like it was like a modern day Dracula. Like I don't think I'm fucking lying.
No, I'm sure you're not.
Because I know there's Lucifer. Because like I remember being like, oh, we're gonna have Lucifer, modern day Lucifer. And then we're also having
Lucifer.
Modern day...
Oh yeah.
No, Dracula. There was also a Dracula show, and I was also making fun like, oh, and we're also gonna have a modern day Dracula. Like,
oh, okay.
And I remember distinctly, I think, saying in some group like, oh, let's just do a modern day Frankenstein.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! That is actually not a classy segue, by the way. Because I don't think he is the next scene. But
no, he's not. The next one is Caliban.
Oh, it's his monster. It's Caliban. It's kind of close. I'll count it. I think.
And he is having all these memories of building model ships with his son, and he is heading back to the town that he, as best he can remember, lived in with his family. And it's just a really, like, he acts this scene really well, of this kind of quiet confusion and excitement and desperation and fear and the whole thing. Like, I just really approve of his
light.
What's that?
Natural light, he's so fucking pale. I knew he was pale, but like, goddamn. He's so great.
I just wish that they did more to make him as scary as everybody apparently thinks he looks. Because it's one thing to know how you would react to somebody looking like that in person, being that pale, but on camera, it just doesn't look as dramatic as the reactions that he gets from people. So it always, I feel like I have to be reminded by the characters how crazy he looks. Because I don't really feel it.
And the dude chatting him up is kind of like, chill.
Yeah, right? Like everybody, I don't know. I maybe that's part of the point, is that he is supposed to be able to move amongst regular people without it being too terrible. Yeah. But
or maybe like, don't be a dick. Like maybe that's the moral of the story. Like, oh, like if people look different, just don't be a dick. You know, don't try and lock them up. And like,
but that's not what's being said though in the show. No. So I don't feel like that really has anything to do with it.
True. I know. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe because like we've seen so far, if you're kind of a dick to Caliban, he kind of kills you. But if you have a nice friendly chat with him, like everything's fine. Yeah,
I'm just confused about that relating to the way the show decides to portray the way he looks.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Because it just seems like it seems like they want us to think that people are afraid of him when they want us to think that. And then at other times like this, he's having a perfectly ordinary conversation with somebody who doesn't seem to think there's anything amiss at all. Mm-hmm. So I don't is it supposed to be that one or the other, or is it just supposed to be that some people are just more off put by him than others because of just they themselves having a different standard, which is kind of a weird thing because people tend to have a pretty uniform reaction to somebody who is supposedly monster-like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. But
what do you think, Maggie?
I think it's hard to say. I think it's an unfortunate characterization that is kind of continued on throughout the whole show, and I think it's not going to get any better now that it seems like this season is sort of making it seem like we're supposed to be a lot more sympathetic to him than we have been in the past. Now that they're sort of showing us parts of his past and him as a human before he became whatever it is that he is. So it feels, based on the reactions that he gets in this episode, that we've had peak Caliban as freak reaction with the whole plotline he had last season, and now we're moving into he's just kind of a weird looking guy. There's nothing so wrong with that, and I don't know if it's to go along with the sad Caliban gazing at his sick child plotline that we're now moving into.
Yeah, maybe that's all it is. I just wish that if they were going to do that they would actually physically change the way he looks in some way. Give him a hat at least, for fuck's sake. Anything.
Give him a hat.
Give him the eyeglasses with the mustache on it. That
yes, would be funny. Anything to make it seem like there's a reason that people would be reacting so differently than they were. So yeah, this show is impeccable in some ways, and then there are weird things that they do that I'm just but why? Because this feels like something that's kind of easily avoidable. Okay, so then we go to Frankenstein interviewing the guy that they gave the serum. It's unclear to me how long it's been since they gave it to him. Do they say at any point?
Well, he said it lasts for a few hours, the serum.
Okay.
So I imagine this is kind of just, I don't know if maybe it almost feels like it's a second interview, maybe. I don't know if it's a continuation from that original scene we saw from yesterday. Because it feels like time has passed, both with Vanessa having a new session and shit like that.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Because I just thought it was picking up, but yeah, you're probably right. It is. They're just doing this multiple times.
But now that I'm
but
I thought it was picking up as well.
But Victor seems surprised by when he changes back to a certain extent.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
But that could also just be that he was startled.
He was just startled.
Yeah.
He may have seen it a couple of times now.
Yeah. Because I don't think, I don't know, if I know Frankenstein, I think he wants to test a few things first, and then he wants to ask questions later.
Before so it wouldn't be just the first time that he'd be well, I think I can solve your problem, which is what he does in this scene.
Which is what he does, which is such fucking Frankenstein shit. To him to be all that work he just did, I'm gonna shit on it right now.
I could totally fix this in 5 minutes, dude. Your problem is got it figured out.
Yeah. And also, again, the trope of the title of the show, or at least this episode, is said by a character. And Frankenstein says as a comment about Jekyll being who are we? Are we the man or the angel? And blah blah blah, and all this other shit, good and evil. And Frankenstein kind of is offhandedly well, good and bad, braided B, or whatever.
Yeah, and Jekyll pretty much snaps at that, and it's just no, not really. What we have to do to survive is completely hide an enormous part of who we actually are, because we need to be what is demanded of us. And he gets quite irate as he says this, and flings a little vial, and just
beaker.
He's getting testy.
I gotta say, his Dr. Jekyll side is surprisingly Mr. Heidi.
Yeah, no.
like Braided B indeed, man, because I don't really see the two sides of your personality. I think you're just one like hyper
Angry
excitable,
motherfucker.
crazy angry motherfucker. Exactly.
And maybe that's the moral of the story.
Dun,
I don't know.
dun, 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 dun,
I
dun.
don't quite know. Like,
Or he's just an asshole. I don't know.
yeah. Also, but I do like his outfit, like the little apron and shit like that. That's kind of cute.
Every time I see aprons like that, I get real freaked out because it just looks like, yeah, I know there's going to be some blood. You
Yeah, I
know? And apparently that's not what happened here, but it sure gives the
No.
impression that you're like prepared for some fluids to fly, which is never a real good sign.
But fucking Frankenstein does this whole like his Tesla jack off type thing where he's like, electricity showed me her ways, blah blah blah,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I can fix this, and we're gonna create a choir of angels.
Yeah,
but we're
we
gonna
can
talk,
combine
first
both
do
of
one.
our research and do, I guess, bring monsters back to life from corpses and then make them into good people via a serum. That sounds like it's totally going to work out.
That's pretty convoluted.
And
We're
he's
just gonna-
immediately talking about Lily because he's again obsessed with fucking Lily.
Mm-hmm.
Similar
And
to
that
Renfield.
sentence is like exactly right, isn't it? He's obsessed with fucking Lily. He's obsessed with
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
Lily. All of
Yeah.
the ways that sentence works.
He's like Renfield. I bet he goes home and
just
his little
writes her name.
writes her name just like in his little fucking diary that he drew those ballerinas in. He's just like,
I forgot about the
Lily.
ballerinas.
And he draws her he draws her tits too, probably. And
Probably
it's
like 3 sizes bigger than they are.
Yeah, than his memory.
Yeah.
So and
Yeah,
then
he's early anime. That's where that came from. Was fucking
Yeah.
Frankenstein.
and then so they did a classy thing of they did a Dan segue where he casually mentions like one in particular, and then we see Lily.
Yes, and here comes one of the like most intense lines of anything ever. I've never met a man who doesn't want to fuck me or beat me.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit balls, show. Can you not? Because I cannot handle it.
Is
I am
the girl's name
unprepared. What's that?
Do we figure out what her fucking name is yet? I forget. Is it Justine or something?
Justine.
I don't know.
Is it
Justine.
Okay,
Justine?
so they
Okay.
do say it. Okay.
Yeah, that's Justine.
Okay. So Justine is talking about shit like her past, and
It's
it makes you cry.
it's so I'm not ready for this. The like how hard they're going with this. And they have these suffragettes who it's like she's saying that we have the same enemy, but the way that they're doing it is simply not how it's done. That's not how it works. You can't just wander around shouting for people to rise up with placards. You have to be sneaky. You have to go and slit someone's throat in the middle of the night. You have to weasel your way in and be careful and silent in the accumulation of power. And I'm loving this a lot. And just, tucking that away in my hat somewhere for some shiny day.
Justine looks so young in her wide-eyed
Mhm.
like amazement of her.
Mhm.
Like that's what really makes me feel like she feels so much younger. Because she later talks about how she was sold at 12 and she's been clearly doing this for a while because she
Mhm.
got aged out. So I want to say she's probably like 15, 16 or something.
Yeah.
But like she looks so young when she's like looking at Lily talking, and okay, you guys know my eyebrows. Like,
yes, we've been
Best start
acquainted.
doing a sentence
Lily-
ever.
Lily's eyebrows are amazing.
Yep.
But
She's
are mine better.
she's got some pretty intense face.
Yeah, she's got serious
Yeah.
features.
Mm-hmm.
She has serious features, but okay, but are my eyebrows better than hers?
I can't
Man,
remember. I'd have to see your
I'm
picture.
not doing this with you.
Yeah.
Maggie, why not?
Because I need to do like some serious side by side picture comparison. I don't want to like just say to you, "Oh yeah, Dan, yours are totally better."
Okay.
Because I want to take this seriously. You gotta
I'm going to
compare and
post
contrast.
I side with Maggie on this.
picture in the group tonight after we're done recording. I'm going to put a picture.
We'll do a poll. We'll put a poll up. And
I will
everybody
never,
can say
ever
who has better
be
eyebrows.
able to brag about my eyebrows, and it's really a bummer.
Aww.
My eyebrows are just not that way. For a little while, I was using that Latisse stuff on them, and they were doing all right. But
does that work on eyebrows?
Yep.
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know. My eyebrows aren't super huge or anything, but like they were big enough as a kid that I got. They were not on trend, so I'm pretty stoked about the fact
I had
that
electrolysis.
Yeah. Well, I never did, but I had to I got them waxed down to like little strips, basically. And
the 90s,
luckily
baby.
they grew back in. Oh, the 90s, the early 2000s were bleak. I go back and look at some pictures from 2003, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so glad they grew back. But yeah, eyebrows are such a thing now, and so those of us who can get away with doing relatively little to them, which I assume Billie Piper is also on that team.
I think she had electrolysis done only because
to make them so that they're always going to be shaped. But there's a difference between having them be shaped. I still do that, but not ripped to shreds the way that you used to have. If you look at old Buffy episodes, I'm like, where are Buffy's eyebrows?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I really think that mine, because of the way that they grow, I think I overwaxed them and they just never came back.
That totally happens to lots of friends of mine.
It does.
I have friends that have to draw in their eyebrows basically every day because they wax them down to little lines.
Same.
Can we pour one out? Can we pour one out for all the fallen eyebrows? Pour one out
for Natasha's eyebrows.
My fucking
no,
eyebrows.
not for Natasha's, but everyone.
No, I want it to be all about me, please. Everything about me, always, forever.
Okay, all about you. I think most of the people in our age group, I thankfully worked when I was a kid, and had money to do that because it was $75 per session, and so it'd be a month's wages basically, and I was like, fuck yeah, I'm not gonna get picked on in school anymore, and and did that for almost a year it took.
Oh my god.
For it to actually stop growing back.
Ugh.
And this was before laser. Laser just became a thing in California.
Well, Billie Piper has, like you said, strong face.
Yeah.
And it bugged me in other roles. I don't find her. I've never found her attractive, and something about this role, it works.
Yeah,
I
completely
think it's
works.
When she has the light hair and the dark eyebrows, because that's a cool thing now. And I think it just works. Because, when she was a redhead in the show, and also, I guess in Doctor Who as well, I don't know. It just didn't, it didn't come up to me. I think when it's her hair's up, she has this, intense look in her face, and, maybe talking about murder as well. I guess that's just, it just makes her look really cool to me.
I think
her fucking outfit again.
For me, even when she was a redhead, though, it just in this role on this show, her face has worked for me. Where I only watched 2 episodes of Doctor Who ever, and she weirded me out because of how intense her features are.
I think it's the lighting.
And I think she has a face that is symmetrical enough that she could still I could see how somebody could consider her attractive, even though I don't really. But she's got coarse enough looks that you still buy that she's nobody, So she kind of straddles that line that I find Hollywood in general just doesn't seem to be able to understand what that line actually is, because they like to cast women who are clearly gorgeous in roles that they're supposed to be kind of whatever. And they're just, right, exactly. And this is a really interesting, because in the show, they talk about how beautiful she is a little bit. And I don't really feel that way about the way she looks. So it's kind of funny.
England standards, she's probably fucking gorgeous. Honestly,
but nobody on the set is
times,
Victorian standard of how they, everybody's got white teeth and great skin, and so we're not comparing her to anything outside of what the show is. But yeah, anyway, so then we go to Kaetenay and Malcolm riding on the train.
Oh, ding, ding, ding. CGI smoke on the train. I think the whole train is
okay.
CGI.
Yeah, I would guess that would probably have to be, right?
Yeah. Is this weird that I'm making this a thing?
What, CGI stuff?
Yeah, the CGI stuff.
No, I don't really care. Like, I don't notice it, so it's always a surprise to me.
Yeah. I think the whole train is a CGI. I'm not sure. But this is my shit right here. Malcolm and Kyan today.
Yeah, he asks basically like, so why did you come get me, bruh? Because you know you could do this shit yourself. And he's just like, well, you know, he trusts you and stuff. And he's actually like comes out and just is like, oh, BT dubs, there's this woman who's a witch. And he just says that she's a witch, which I was surprised by for like a second until I remembered that he communicated with Ethan via some rocks and feathers. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I guess it's fine.
I think there's also a spiritual connection. Like, I bet you anyway, I think Kai today was peeking in on Ethan for that night and was like, probably sensed her as well because she's pretty strong in magic sense. And like, if I was like telepathically tracking down someone else, I think figuring out where, because he was able to tell where he was. Oh wait, did Ethan say? No, Ethan told him outright, I think. Okay. But...
yeah, well, he says, like, he starts off with, like, oh, she was branded and speaking in tongues and all this stuff. And then, Malcolm, just tells him because he's...
yeah, it's a witch.
Yeah, he's basically got the idea already, so what's the point in denying it, I guess?
And he cleverly avoids telling him again why Ethan won't trust him. But because he immediately was like, oh, yeah, by the way, this lady, do you know who she is? But then he starts talking about how he's seen the end of days, basically, I think, because he's talking about he's doing a lot of buzzwords for the Bible, and like the darkness will overcome us and everything else, and only Ethan can save us. And to be quite honest, if I had to be saved, I would like to be saved by Ethan.
Yeah, true enough. He'd make a good fireman.
Oh God. Please, someone cast Josh Hartnett in a fireman role, and then like a Lifetime movie, maybe
coming up. That like a trailer that I saw. I can't remember what the fuck it was. Really? And I was like, oh shit, yeah. I think it's gonna be the next. It's gonna be the next Kingsman because they're coming to the U.S. I'm pretty sure that I saw that he's gonna be in there. But maybe it was Channing Tatum. Shit. Maybe it was.
Don't you fucking play with me.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go check. But God, my heart skipped a beat for a minute.
Yeah, because he'd be amazing if he were. But yeah, it might have been Channing Tatum. Bummer.
But so, do you want to know why? Like, I suddenly ship Malcolm and Kaintane. Okay. Kaintane specifically said, like, from the last episode where I jokingly said, like, Ethan has two dads. He specifically says our son.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
He says
that last episode too.
He said that. Yeah, he said that last episode too.
Like again, our son, and then like Malcolm like protects him from these two racist dudes.
Yeah. Okay. Can we talk about when you have to be the racist asshole in a scene like this? How do you like? How do you do it? How do you do it? How do you do it? Like, I just don't think I could make these words come out of my mouth.
I think I could. Like, if I had to play a racist, I think I could. But then I'd have to go home and, like, call my dad. And I feel like
I'd have to apologize to the actor after every scene. Every time I'd just be like, "Oh, sorry. You know I don't believe that, right? You know that's not me." Like and they'd just be like, "Holy shit, I know. I'm a professional. We're doing a job." And I'm like, "Yeah, but still, like, you know that." I would just overcompensate so bad. Like, I'd be the person that, like, after doing this scene and we finally get it, I'd be like, "Let me take you out for a drink," and then I like pay for like a $200 dinner just to make it up to them. I would just be.
There was. I forgot who it was. I think it was either Eddie Murphy or someone else who like made a joke of like like he was in a movie and there was supposed to be like this racist white dude and he says the N-word or whatever. And like I think whoever it was, I still think it was probably Eddie Murphy. I'll have to Google this. But he made a joke of like, yeah, it was a good scene, but you said that kind of too like smoothly. Like like I guess like it took only one take or something.
It might have been Chris Rock. I don't think it was Eddie Murphy.
It might have been Chris Rock, but I remember he like he made that joke of like to tease the actor, and the actor got like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry," or whatever. I was just trying to act really well, you know. I love all your work, blah blah blah. And then like Chris
I know Chris Rock has a joke about it with where he's talking about being in a car with people singing along with songs. He used the word, and Chris Rock is like, "That came out of your mouth a little too smoothly." You've been singing along with this a lot.
That was something that didn't even occur to me until like, what, 5 years ago? I was singing along with everything. And then all of a sudden I was just like, oh my God. Yeah. Like there are songs where I can't sing along with it at all now. Like Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Could See. I mean, forget it. And I knew every single.
Sorry, Can I Get It? It's done. It's done.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
We watched.
It doesn't work.
We watched Rush Hour just last night, and that song is on in that scene in Rush Hour, and I'm like starting to sing along, and then I'm like, oh, and I just had to stop, and I was super bummed. Like I'm not gonna be like my not being able to sing along with this Jay-Z song equals actual oppression or anything.
Years of oppression. Yeah. Well, no, Chris Rock's joke about it was like people come up to him, ask him all the time, it's okay if they say it, if they sing along with songs, and Chris Rock goes, not really.
Yeah.
That was, so it was sort of like, I'm not gonna really like go hard on you on this, but like don't get too excited about it, basically.
Right. Yeah, like
old enough. I was
What's
gonna
that?
say when I got old enough to listen to rap and shit, because my dad would keep kitty shit on, and then like a majority of my car riding was with my father, and then when he started actually like putting on rap and stuff like that, because I got into Will Smith pretty young, and like he wanted to show me shit beyond Fresh Prince, basically.
Understandable.
And for listeners, my dad's black, well he's mixed, but he sometimes passes a paper bag test depending on what end of the Mason-Dixon line he's on.
Mm-hmm.
And he quickly told me like in this car, with me you can say it, but like out there no one's going to believe that you're black.
Yeah.
So,
so like that's what, when I was recording, I think I was recording The Wire with Rashawn, and we were talking about this, and Rashawn was like, it's okay, I'll give you permission, you can say it. And I'm like, what am I supposed to tell people? Oh, it's fine. My black friend Rashawn said it was cool. Okay. So
Chevy
now
Chase
it's fine.
Said, do you remember this is so off topic from this episode, I'm sorry, it's the last thing I'm going to say, but Chevy Chase said that a few years back when they did some interview with him, when he got called out for saying it to, I don't know if it was to Donald Glover on the set of Community or something. And but Chevy Chase said, it's okay, Richard Pryor told me I could say it. And I'm like, Richard Pryor said you could say it in that one sketch in 1976 when it was the punchline of the entire sketch. That didn't give you permission. Richard Pryor's been dead for a decade, dude. He did not give you permission to say it to whoever you want for the rest of your life.
But there's that mentality that like, oh no, like this is my ticket now. This is my golden ticket.
Black person, say it.
Oh my God. Okay, so we're not even halfway through this. We got to fucking pick it up. We are terrible about this, guys. Okay, so he gets up and gets in his face. And can I just say that Timothy Dalton, we were watching License to Kill last night, and he is so fucking pretty. And he is 71 fucking years old. And he looks...
He's 71?
So good. He's 71.
Yeah.
He looks better. He can still be my daddy.
He is fine. That, like, how, though? In this scene, he gets in this guy's face and looks at him, and I really believe that he could break this guy, who's half his age, less than half his age, in half. Like, no problem.
He was protecting his boyfriend from some uncostly do-gooders,
Wait, what?
Undo-gooders. It's a new word for me now.
Oh, do-gooder. Okay, I thought I just heard undoogers, and I'm like, undoogers?
Is that
What
a
the
word?
fuck?
I don't know. Undoers?
Undo-gooders. Naysayers.
Do-batters.
Yes. Yes. And he's like, you're not going to tell my boyfriend to go into the back of the bus.
Yeah, it's a law that they have to ride with the livestock. Oh, damn, America.
Way to be America.
What are you talking about?
Way to be America. Really.
This shit wasn't that long ago, guys. Like,
No,
for
it's not.
real.
Dude, do you know what happened yesterday in Charlottesville? Give me a break. This is not even
happened in
anywhere
Charlottesville?
close to the torch-bearing mob was Mr.
Oh,
Spencer.
God, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
In his
this
fucking
is not 100
khakis.
years ago. This is not 100 and however many years ago. This is it.
I want like in the future, because I do imagine I'm gonna probably run into said Nazis. I want to do the same thing that Dalton does here, where he's like, do you value your life? Like, does your wife enjoy your company?
Mm-hmm.
And like, does your inbred children like learn your morals and all that shit? Do you want that to still keep happening?
Do
And
you
if
want to
don't, shut the
teach
fuck
your
up.
ugly inbred children the same, what is it he says, like,
backward shit? Whatever.
I can't remember the way he says it. It's something like ghastly manners or like...
Yeah, like...
Yeah, I took some notes on that one. Because I was just like, oh, shit.
He looks open-mouthed at him, too. He's
Mhm.
like, and Kaito just looks off into the window like, yeah, thanks, my boy.
Yeah, I kind of found it interesting that he doesn't say thanks and he doesn't make eye contact. He's just like, yeah, this is part of the thing. So, thanks for taking care of it, but also, like, you better take care of it because give me a break, dude. To which I was like, yeah, cool. I appreciate that you're not like falling all over
And
yourself
then
to
they
thank him for being a
kissed.
decent human being.
That's your fanfic, Dan. That didn't
Shut up!
happen.
I may be writing this fanfic as I speak in the fucking sleep car that they go into and they have to share the bed. Shut up! I'm doing this. They have to go rescue their son Ethan. Who is the
man.
next? Thankfully.
Yeah, okay. So Ethan is with this bitch who's like, hey, we need a horse. Let's just murder these people for it. And Ethan's all shocked. Ethan, have you
Who do you
met
think you're
her?
hanging out with? Come on.
Like,
I think he was down for it until he heard the woman's voice.
like, okay,
He was like-
sexism, you bastard. It's fine to just murder a
like-
dude.
And she even admits that she is plotting something basically. And we find out later she says she wants to have the beast come out and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how she plans on doing it, but I'm not up for this ride. Hecate, I'm not cool with it.
I don't
We don't
understand
like
why he
you.
doesn't tell her to go take a hike because she fucking obviously is just like using him for his most bloodthirsty self, the part that he doesn't even like. So why would you like be on board with this woman who it's basically like somebody who just likes it when you're abusive, like a woman who gets off on watching you like get in fights and be shitty. Why would you want to be with a person like that? Especially like if you're somebody who likes being abusive and shitty, then I understand. But he doesn't like that part of himself. So,
And she doesn't get any blood on her outfit, which again,
that pissed me off
magics.
a lot. Thank you.
That I think that's entirely magic, and I hate it. And honestly, like, how low level of a spell does that have to be for I just don't want blood on my outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Like how much of an expenditure of magics is that?
There was when I went to dinner with some friends in Philly, we were talking about what kind of like low level superpowers we could have. And that was the one that I picked was that I would like to just never get stains on my clothes because I'm terrible about it. And now that I have bigger boobs than I used to have, they stick out like a shelf. And trying to get anything to my mouth without getting a stain on my tits, specifically a tit stain every time, it's practically impossible. I have to put my fucking napkin tucked into my collar like I'm a 1950s husband about to eat some like meatloaf
Lobster.
or something.
Butter.
Yeah, you know? Yeah, that would be my power.
I like, but that's the thing too. Like, why is Ethan hanging around with her and getting 2 horses? Because he literally says that he hates this place, and he hates you marginally, like just less. Like if the list of things Ethan hates is clearly the fucking New Mexico territory, which is the desert, and then it's Hecate, and then I'm gonna say the moon, maybe.
Probably the moon. Yeah, that would be a good one.
Then maybe Satan.
Let me see. Wait, Satan and or Kayentane? Like, do you think that? Because he got pissed. You saw how he tackled him.
I would say that Kayentane wouldn't take first place because the devil tormented Vanessa, and he's going to take that more personally than somebody doing something to him.
You know what? You do make a compelling argument. So it's Satan and then Kayentane, and I imagine the morning after, feels of being a werewolf. I guess I don't know.
Maybe that's what it is. Like, does he still have like vestigial bloodthirstiness in his system when he wakes up, and so he's more tolerant of this bitch when normally he would just be like,
shit.
Maybe
she is. Maybe she's doing some sort of low level shit. I don't know. But I
get the impression though that that wouldn't really work on him. But then I don't know. She's able to hide from him and like disappear into walls and shit. So maybe it would. I don't know. But yeah, they kill these people for the horses, and she is like talking about how she wants to ride by his side and whatever, fucking posturing.
First she shames him a little bit, like, oh, am I so bad when you just do it in a mindless frenzy, basically as an animal?
And I'm like, yeah, it's different when you mean it, you dummy. That's like asking somebody, oh, well, I just went into this house and shot 2 people in the head, but, you drove into a tree by accident and hit somebody. Like, of course it's different. What are you even saying? The fact that he didn't, like, come back at her at all pissed me off. I'm like, that is a very easy defense. That false equivalence is so obvious that there's no reason for you to just sit there looking like you're like, oh shit, she really has a point, doesn't she? Like, what do you mean? Dude, stick up for yourself. She doesn't have a point. She's just...
Maybe Ethan's hitting him in life
pointless. I'm tired of Hecate.
She's the worst.
Tired of her.
And so we see the saloon next, which just confirmed it's also a trading post. So again, the fact that no one fucking cleaned up this shit.
Oh my god.
It baffles me. And so Rusk is doing CSI Rusk right now.
Yep.
No, CSI Her Majesty's Service or something.
Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Yes.
He's 00. I'm trying to think of what's an old-fashioned number. He's 001. I like
the original.
007.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Boom.
I like it.
So, and then Rusk determines, like, again, cannibalized everything best. And I guess the sheriff that the marshal dude he's kind of thrown into this is kind of like, what the fuck is going on?
Mm-hmm.
And they also realize that he has someone else, because one of the dude she killed was like a neck kill. And
so they're like, oh, he's got somebody with him. Mm-hmm. And can I just say how much I love the fact that this guy also knows what he's doing? That it's not just Rusk leading some poor hapless American asshole around by the nose going, yeah, no, this is what happened. And the guy going, well, I don't know. Because that is so tiresome to watch when somebody's constantly like second guessing the person who knows what the fuck they're doing. And instead they're making it like he doesn't know everything, but Rusk doesn't know everything either. He's just got some weird ass suspicions. And he can't voice those suspicions without sounding like a fucking crazy person. So, of course, he's going to keep that shit to himself. And that makes sense. Because that's another thing. People keeping information from each other when it doesn't really make sense why they would. And in this case, it makes total sense. So I really appreciate the way that this whole thing is set up. And I also really like this dude because he is, like, weathered and craggy. What's that?
I was gonna say, I thought you were gonna say you loved Rusk.
Oh no, I do love Rusk, but
Rusk's hair in this humidity, his curly Q that he has at the top is like extra curly Q when they do that close up of him when he leaves the saloon. It was kind of funny. And then he has a fucking bowler hat. Like that's so fucking. He's just really extra, and I'm kind of
super
feeling
extra.
Like he is very extra. And then I'm like I feel like the American Marshal dude just like shaking his head like
just like who is this fucking.
Well, I like because the Marshal is like they're both really smart, but the Marshal is obviously like Mr. Practical. But then we have Rusk, who is also practical, but super restrained with it. Like it feels like he's somebody who is like a werewolf that left it behind. Like he learned how to just not turn because he's that fucking determined and obsessive about like self-discipline that he's the kind of guy that could do that, you know?
Do you think that maybe Rusk is a werewolf too and is like
I don't think so.
I don't know. No?
I don't see that he could keep the job that he has if he were.
It would be a twist. Wait a minute, Maggie. You said that very, very funnily. Like
I'm just having fun with you guys now because I'm the only one.
Oh yeah. See.
I've learned that when Maggie doesn't say anything, that's usually more of an indicator. There's usually an awkward pause where
shut up.
Where she's like, "Oh, how do I get out of this? I need to deflect, but I don't." And then I'm like,
"Yep,
there it is."
That's stupid. You're stupid. Stupid. You think you know. You think you know. You don't know.
So I'm going to run under the impression. I'm going to put in my little theories book, too. That's something I'm also going to implement here now, besides GDI stuff. Dan's theories, which may not, like, again, be in any way relevant or, like, in reality to this thing. I'm going to put...
So you have a little composition book that says Dan's theories on it. I like it.
You know what? I may or may not have an actual composition book that I put notes in here.
Yay!
Like, I also so I come professional here. Like I do have some jokes pre-made to like whip out. Like 75% of my shit is off the cuff, but like then there's like the 2% or whatever that's like, oh, I actually made a joke. I'm gonna write it down.
Nice.
And I'm gonna bring it to the table here.
I've never done a joke ahead of time, but like I kind of want to now. I feel like I should be more on that.
I do, like when I watch an episode, I'm not looking for jokes. But a lot of times it'll come up to me and I'll just quickly jot a little thing down. And sometimes I'll just build off of it when I'm talking to you guys. But I don't really preload a lot of jokes. It's mostly insults to like someone looking like shit, like fucking Renfield or whatever. Or like...
Yeah, mine, like, I don't think of the joke while I'm watching it. It's when I'm like talking about it again that all of a sudden I realize this parallel. And I'm just like, oh, this fucking idiot. And I compare them to somebody ridiculous. But it never, like, sinks in until I'm talking about it afterwards, which is kind of weird. So anyway, Rusk walks off with his fucking knowing-ass smug self and his bowler hat. And then we go to a scene that's an overlap of Vanessa meeting up with Dracula and John... which I'm now like Caliban John. Now he feels more like a John because he's a person now.
Yeah, he's a John. We can start calling him John.
Yeah.
But I might call him Caliban every now and then, or him, or
I'll call him Caliban when he's an asshole.
Yeah,
that still feels like it's right when he's a douchebag. But yeah, he sees where he used to live and it's ringing some bells. And then he sees Vanessa and he perks up a little bit at the sight of her. And I thought he might go say hi. And I think he was gonna until he saw that she was with somebody. And he gets a little bit of a like look where it's just sort of a like good for her, but also I'm so alone. Like even the person who I could relate to. Like, yeah, like even the person that he could relate to the most before that was also alone and despairing. She has still found somebody and he hasn't yet. So I think there's still some hurt there, but
which is even more kind of surprising with the reveal at the end. Which I won't reveal too much, but like you know, it's kind of funny that they're entwined again.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this set's been used quite frequently right now. Like I think this is, I don't know, I'll have to recheck some of the old episodes, but the set looks like it's been reused a lot, this Chinatown area.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I don't know if that's relevant, but or they're just recycling a lot of shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, because I feel like there's a lot of sets on this that get reused. Like some of the street scenes and stuff, it really looks like it's the exact same street. And I think this might be
This has
too.
been really heavy in the last 3 episodes, I would say. Like,
oh, okay.
I definitely have noticed them using this particular set a lot so far this season, as opposed to not at all.
Set? It looks like this is the Chinatown area, and that's like legit where like shit's just going off. I guess I don't know. And it's kind of funny. I never thought of London having a Chinatown, but I guess.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Every big city has a Chinatown.
Yep.
But like, I wonder what a European Chinatown will look like, because I've been to a lot of different Chinatowns in many different big cities, like DC, Boston.
I'm trying to remember if I went to Chinatown when I was in London, but I don't think I ever did. Because I stayed to either touristy spots or real shady spots in Brixton to get home. But yeah, no, I don't think I did. But yeah, it's kind of an odd place to take her on a date. Like, I was like, what are they doing here?
Does he live here?
I don't like. Maybe it's the carnival that's down here.
Maybe he wants to see like that shit that's going on the New Year or whatever.
Maybe.
But his also curly Q is extra curly too in this episode. His little half pomp, if you want to call it that.
Half pomp. Yeah, so they are walking together and he tells her, by the way, the reason that I'm sort of weird about seeing you is because I had a wife who died and I really, really miss her and I'm still pretty shaken up about it and it's hard for me. And he really like paints this picture of his pathetic self that she completely falls for. And he might not even be lying. You know, he might partially be telling her the truth.
I was going to ask you both that. Do you think there was like a vampire bride that died? I mean, in the terms of the book, it was supposed to be Mina.
But I don't think so. Not in the context of this.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Could it have been Mina? Because how long ago was Mina?
He only took Mina. First of all, Mina wasn't ever his bride. Mina was married to Jonathan Harker, and Mina was really only a means to an end for him to get to Vanessa. So I don't think that works here.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It could be a half truth. It could be he's full of shit. It could be there's something else going on that we just don't know about yet. Could be he's referring to her in a different form obliquely. I don't know.
Oh yeah, because this has been a battle for like
for a
eons?
long time. Yeah.
Yeah, her, Lucifer, and Dracula, the weirdest love triangle of all ages.
And here comes this fucking guy.
Yes.
He's like fucking. I thought for sure that this was a setup that Dracula had approved.
Yeah,
I still can't get over the fact that this asshole is doing this of his own accord. What is wrong with you, you moron?
I legit thought that like Dracula was trying to set up like, I'm going to rescue her, like that kind of thing, so make her fall more in love with me. I thought that's what the trick was going to happen, and that didn't happen, and I was really confused. Like,
yeah, like I really, it's like a fucking mob boss out with his Goomba or whatever they fucking call him, and one of his like henchmen assaults her and gives her like inside information. What are you... Okay, I'm getting mad again. So I want the show to explain why the fuck they would...
I think there are other things to talk about in this scene other than this guy just being a total chode, which is the fact that I find it interesting that it's a house of mirrors that vampires can be seen in.
Yeah, what about that too?
Yeah,
because he picks the house of mirrors, and I'm like, oh,
no,
okay.
because you could see the other dude too. You could see the stupid Lost Boys guy.
That's
too in all the mirrors. There was in the art museum in Buffalo where I grew up, they have an amazing modern art museum, and they have this one installation that's basically just a big box of mirrors, like a whole room of mirrors to walk through with like a mirrored table and mirrored chairs, and like you could totally, as a little kid, just get lost in it and totally hypnotized by it and turned around inside of it. And that's how I felt like Vanessa started out the scene in this sort of like childlike, like ooh, and then it just got like ooh,
really sinister,
really quick. Yeah.
Did you see John Wick 2?
I have not
I
seen John Wick 2.
Okay, there's a whole scene where they're fighting in a mirrored room, and it's amazing.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
There was that same kind of installation at the Boston Museum of Science in like not science, an art in like 2006. I think. We went there initially with my Latin class to go to the Latin exhibit, but we got to see some other shit. And I stepped into that box, and then I was like, and then stepped out immediately backwards. Like I didn't even close the curtain. I think it was a curtain or whatever, behind you, or maybe no, I think it might have been a door because of another mirror, and they couldn't even close it because immediately my heel was like, no. And because I immediately was unsettled. And it's fucking Lost Boy does this weird rhyme.
Yeah, because again with the drama, like, dude, and this is what made me think it was a setup. Who goes in prepared to say shit like that? I just, and yeah, he's like, oh, you've seen him before in the white room where there's no time.
Yeah.
And then he licks her face and is like, ooh, you taste good. And I'm like, is this the beginning of Men in Black? What are we doing? And I was
expecting him to come out at that point. I thought Dracula, like, again, because the way she gets segregated, like she just lets go of his hand for a quick second, looks back, and then he's gone. And
not only is he gone, but everybody is gone because they're crowded with people, and then all of a sudden there's nobody. So that was another thing with me thinking it was a setup, that he like got rid of everyone. So, but then you see him later and he's really genuinely angry. So it baffles me. I don't get this whole thing. Do
you want to talk about all of the Vanessa scenes now?
No, let's go back and talk about John, because he's watching them and then he goes up to his room that he used to live in. And this dude is being real pushy about trying to get him to rent the space because that's why he thinks John's here. And John has to grip him up a little bit because he wants some answers, and this guy is very unconcerned about giving him any answers, and maybe just incapable of giving him any answers. But he apparently is able to find something to tell John, because he winds up following this trail to
a factory to which is kind of cool. I think it looked like real, it was still.
This is the kind of thing that I always just forget was as bad as it was. Just the Industrial Revolution was super amazing in so many ways, and also the advent of some of the most damaging work. It's really something to look at when they're putting it into this kind of relief, because there's not that many shows that I've watched that really are honest about what this life would be like. Because he goes into the courtyard in front of the tenement housing, and there's everybody's sharing this one trough of water to wash off in. Everybody's filthy. There's just one room for God knows how many people, and it's just drawn in a stark way that feels very real, and I don't feel like I've seen represented often. There are movies that sort of, I don't know how they manage to do this, but they can portray poverty and still glamorize it.
Yeah.
And this is a grimy poverty. They are clearly showing it's not just shabby. This place is broken. There's holes in the ceiling. There's mold growing. There's paint peeling off the walls. There's, no protection from the elephants. From the elements. I said the elephants.
Call the midwife. Oh, excuse me.
Are we keeping you awake, Dan?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's Shawty's line. When I pull that on her at like 2:00 in the afternoon and I start yawning, she's like, "Oh, am I keeping you up?"
Sorry, we'll try and keep it down.
And then I think I'm a little spoiled because in my area, Massachusetts, we still had factories up until like my mom worked in a factory. She worked in a sewing factory where you would get injuries and shit like that, like age-old shit. And they looked exactly like that. Like one of them was converted into luxury apartments, and it's kind of ironic. But Wamsutter fabrics, like the linens and shit.
No,
it's kind of like a famous brand.
Okay.
But yeah, that was started here, and those old Wamsutter factories are around, and and so like I've always seen that. And like the tenement housing is kind of like what I live in right now. It's all a remnant from that. And my old school was once a factory, but then when they banished child labor laws, which I think John's kid does work in the factory, or maybe he's getting sick, so I don't think he's working in the factory right now. But like I bet you he does.
That's kind of where it's hard to tell because it seemed like from some of his memories that his kid has been sick before, but I got the impression that maybe he's got he did work and then got worse and had to stop or something.
Maybe it's asthma or something, or I don't know if he's also, because it looks like he coughed up blood, so I'm worried this is another Brona situation.
That's what I thought. Maybe John died of that himself and his kid has it now. You know, but it's really him seeing them is really moving. I really liked the way that scene was set up and how intensely because God, it's just an intense moment emotionally when you run across old property that you used to have as a kid, like a box of cards or something that you're like, oh, I forgot I had this. The other day I was with Owen at this bookshop and I had been looking for this hardcover book, the Enchanted Castle, that was one of my favorite British children's books when I was little, and I couldn't find it online to buy with a hardcover for less than $80, and we found it in Half Price Books for $8, and I have not set eyes on this book for 20 years, longer probably, and I totally started crying in the middle of the bookstore just seeing this cover that I hadn't seen in so long. Just lost it. So I can't imagine. You don't even remember you had family 2 weeks ago? And then all of a sudden you not only remember, but you get to track them down and find them and they're okay and they're still alive? No, man, the fact that he managed to cry quietly enough that they didn't hear him, I'm like, good on you, buddy, because I couldn't have kept that inside.
Do you think the reason, because it looks like Caliban's journey was trying to be more human, do you think he slowly, incrementally got more and more feeling? And we kind of mocked it a bit because of him being emo and shit like that. But then, finally, as he got more emotion, he finally unlocked his memories? I don't know. But
maybe?
Because I'm just thinking I'm replaying a lot of the old scenes of him when he was Caliban.
Mm-hmm.
And, because he never really showed emotion like this until he started unlocking his memories.
Yeah, maybe. It's hard to know because, we said that it was probably the speed with which they remembered stuff was proportional to how long they'd been dead before they were brought back.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Short answer, I don't know. So back in the U.S., Kaetenay and Malcolm have reached the house where those folks are dead. And Malcolm is smart enough to be like, yeah, this isn't something that Ethan would do. That just doesn't make sense. He's not this guy. And he asks about the woman, and Kaetenay says, worse. Which I'm like, yikes. She must have really gone to town on her. And he says, we're losing him, Malcolm. He's halfway damned already.
They have to save their son.
Yep. Yep. And Malcolm wants to bury them, and he's like, fuck that. Let the coyotes eat them. It'll be fine. And when we find him, we're going to either have to save him or we're going to have to put him down. We kill the evil he has become, which is pretty close to what Malcolm said about his own daughter not too long ago. So this is a fun replay. Yay!
Yeah. And this is more incentive because Malcolm definitely doesn't want to repeat his mistakes, which he's said multiple times since the whole Mina thing. And fucking Hecate. So this is where she's revealing her big plot of like, I want to be your girlfriend, basically, while we're ruling evil. And then we want a bunch of bodies so that way we can walk across the horizon without even having to touch the ground. Yep. We'll be stepping on bodies. And then, like, in her little rant, suddenly there's gunshots. The worst aimed gunshots in the land.
Hilarious in a way how bad this is.
It's not. Because it's painfully accurate. Because I've shot one of those kind of old-fashioned rifles before, and they are horribly, like, the insides of them are not very, like, because this is all, like, molding and shit like that. It's not like modern-day robots making our guns anymore. Robots. So, like, there's a lot of, like, weird grooves on the inside of the barrel or whatever, and that affects the trajectory. And I am a good shot. Okay, I was in rifle team and shit. I'm a good shot. And those fucks would, like, you know, be, like, a bunch of inches away. So, like, I can't even blame it because it is painfully accurate. That, like, they would miss them.
Yeah, I kind of feel like they might have done better to use bows and arrows here than to try and use a gun from that distance, you know?
But you know what? They're all racist marshals. They're not going to have bows and arrows because those are for Indians, okay?
And yeah, he's the marshal is like, hey, get a fucking gun and help us. And he's like, oh, we don't carry firearms.
Rock. Roscoe is fucking...
I love it. I love his attitude.
Shitty attitude.
It's so great.
Well, who's the young guy with him?
There's like a bunch of, I mean, he's got like 8 people.
No, like, the one that's always standing next to Rusk. He had the one with his mouth. He had his mouth covered before, or whatever. Is that Rusk's little lap boy? Like, does he have his own little, like, you know, fucking butler coming around or some shit?
Probably.
Or his arm candy? I don't know.
Yeah, right. Literal arm, because he doesn't have 2 arms, so he probably needs somebody. Yeah, arm candy. Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
But.
Okay, so we go back to Vanessa, and she is with Mr. Sweet, and he's holding her hand and asking her why she looks so flipped out. And she really looks flipped out. Like, the turnaround is so wild that I'm surprised she went and had tea with him at all. And she tells him basically, I have had a super great time with you, but this isn't gonna be possible because it's real dangerous and I just can't. And he tries to be like, no, I've seen impossible things. And she's like, no, but seriously, sorry. And she gets up and leaves, and then he breaks the teacup in his hand because he's so angry. And that was when I was like, wait, this wasn't a setup? I was totally floored.
Right.
Totally floored.
And he breaks the fucking teacup, and it's like, God damn it. Like, that was probably in their, like, bags as they brought it back over. When they immigrated here.
No, this is some like cheap ass tea house that I bet they got those from some like penny store.
Maybe, I don't know. But I just got angry. He broke it. And yeah, like, I think she was doing it as like, oh, like, I don't want you to get hurt. And then and all the while in my head I'm like, but he's fucking Dracula. He's not gonna get hurt. Like, because she's really feeling feelings for him, and that's making me upset. So, like, and then...
Yeah, then we go to John mugging a dude for his watch. And...
For his watch or his coins?
Well, he leaves the watch on that desk later, doesn't he? Isn't that from him?
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah. Okay, maybe, yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Maybe both, but we didn't see him leave the coins on the So
I just know it said coins jangling, I think, in the subtitle. So I thought he was pickpocketing him.
Well, he is. It's just not. I think that part of his like mindset here might be that his wife wouldn't accept money being left, but she would accept something she could sell.
Pawn, yeah.
You know,
Okay.
like, because it's one is like just a gift and the other's charity.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I'm making that up a little bit.
But it was such a quick scene, and then he's like rushes down the hall, like,
and he looks
alleyway.
really guilty. Like he stops almost like
Yeah.
he's thinking about bringing it back for a second, and then he's like, "Yeah, no, fuck that guy." And yeah, just to wrap up with that, she leaves it on the bureau, and she comes home, or she wakes up, and she sees it there, and he watches her find it, and he looks so happy that he was able to like do something for them, and it is really sweet.
Because again, he uses his magic ability of like sneakily walking around.
Mm-hmm. I guess if you like don't breathe and you don't do like certain human things, it might be easier to stay quiet. But like, you still have a body that you have to move around. So I don't know. So now let's go to Dorian, who's got this very long knife. He's got what?
He's got a party going on in his dining room again.
Yeah, this
By
is...
party, I mean...
This is a... I wasn't sure what this was initially for a second because I wasn't 100% on what Lily's plan was. So I kind of thought she might kill this girl and try and figure out a way to bring her back.
Oh,
because
really?
she wants another monster. Like, the part of her strength is the fact that she can be shot and not die. Like, that's a pretty big advantage, you know? So he's got this knife, and you don't see the man in the room. You just hear Dorian talking about women cutting their breasts off as sacrifices and stuff. And I'm like, well, fuck's sake.
Yeah, you're not a legionnaire unless you're, like, painted or dancing in blood or something. I forgot.
Oh, unless you sign it in blood, and you have to make your first kill.
Okay.
And then the camera moves to the side, and the scumbag piece of shit, garbage, human, barely human, is tied naked to a chair.
He's the one that was at the beginning saying, "Oh, we butcher her." We thought that he was dead in the previous episode. I thought he was too, because I completely forgot that he was the one. I think my memory, I thought he was like some rando they picked. But it's funny because like all you see is his mom's pubis. You don't see his dick either.
Nope.
Like, I don't know if he's tucking extra well.
I'm pretty sure that it shrank up inside him from fear.
Yeah.
Probably. It retracted.
The outfits in this are spectacular this scene. From Justine's to Lily's.
Yeah, Justine has a Sansa Stark when she transformed briefly and then went back.
Yeah.
Thing going on here a little bit. And I love this moment because he asks her, "Do you recognize him?" And she begins to recite the things that this man has done to her. And Lily has to look away, and her eyes are full of tears. Like, just hearing this is like killing her a little bit. I love Lily the most. I want to be best friends with her. Oh, why?
And Lily even gives her a chance to not do this. She's like, you know, if you do this, you can't take it back. You know. And the way
20
she says
pounds
whore
total
is like,
for the two of them to watch her be tortured and killed. 10 pounds each.
yeah.
Like, god damn. That is yikes.
That's
and-
exceedingly cheap.
Yeah.
And also like how many shows, like how is he making bank off of that? Like what happened to be like, okay, I guess I'm not making enough money by prostituting her out. I'm just gonna get rid of her for fucking
because she's gotten too
how many
old
guys are
now.
there?
Yeah.
She's too old now. He has to get a new one who's 12 because she grew up too much. Yeah.
Well, like, so it was 20 of them each, and then there was 5 other guys. So like he's not making that much bank.
Yeah. Nope. So
And then
he gives her the knife, and he's like, "Yeah, God will turn his back. Mankind will revile you." and they've barely said this stuff, and she gets up and runs over there.
Yeah.
And slits his throat. Like, she can't wait. And part of me, I'm watching this and I'm like, I really, like, just slitting his throat feels like not enough. I would not be satisfied with just that. And she's not. She sure isn't. And this is the one time that I could tell it was CGI. This CGI blood is bananas. Yeah. It's real bad.
The scene of the neck opening, too, totally CGI.
Yeah, the whole, like, all the blood in this scene is just, and they both look so excited when they're watching her do this, like their breath is taken away, that they wanted this to be how she handled it, but they weren't sure. They weren't sure. And she just fulfilled all of their expectations beyond their wildest dreams. And
then Dorian kisses her, which feels really weird because, again, she feels like she is 12.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Also, he really likes licking blood off girls.
Yeah.
That seems to be a recurring thing with Dorian, which is cool. It's fine. It's all right. It's just one of those things where I'm like, this is the third time now, isn't it? At least.
And I have to, like, she just said last scene that she hasn't met a man who doesn't want to fuck or beat her. And he's like,
there he is.
Well, look. Hello.
Yeah, because Lily assured her, he's a rare, totally different type of guy. Yeah, and then immediately he's like, no, I totally am just that kind of guy.
Mm-hmm. And then again, so they immediately they're transported into the bedroom where they're covered in blood. They probably like emptied him out on there. Mm-hmm. And her boobs do again that thing.
Yeah, like, so unfair.
They do that thing, and her nipples are really prominent. Like, I don't know. My nipples never worked like that when I had breasts. Like, get this.
This whole thing, like, everybody in this scene is unfair to other people. Yeah. Like, it's just... And I just love how this scene, like, you can't tell whose body is whose body because everybody's the same color. And I'm just thinking, like, this is what fucking True Blood wishes it were.
Yeah.
True Blood is like, so everybody was scandalized by that cover of, what was it, Rolling Stone or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, guys, like, lol. No, not as big a deal.
And they have a great threesome.
Yep.
And like, it's super weird. A lot of beet juice. I bet some skin was stained for a while.
And I love that when we come back to them later, they're still covered in blood, because I thought this would be the end of it. And then they'd go shower, and then we'd progress on with their storyline after they're cleaned up. But no, they're just chilling in blood.
They're chilling in blood.
They're like,
and honestly,
watching Netflix and having some pizza.
His down pillows are like wrecked. Like,
he can get more.
Yeah, I guess so, because he's that fucking rich.
I know. I love that that's our reaction. It's like, those bed sheets must have been an amazing thread count.
Yeah.
Dorian's and again, it feels like that must be the last scene where they have Dorian's bedroom, because I think we've seen his Dorian's bedroom for a few scenes in like the seasons past or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we saw with Vanessa fucking him and stuff.
Yeah. This is the last scene, probably, because again, blood ruins the set. Like, because I still hold strong to my theory that the scene from last season with the raining blood. I think that was the last time we were to see that room. Yeah,
but we've seen it since then.
We see it again.
Yeah, so apparently not.
No, I'm saying filmed. I think they already.
But they wouldn't have filmed the second. No, they wouldn't have filmed something from the second season. Things in the third season, and not had something in the. No, there was too long between the two seasons. There's no way.
There's no way they filmed all of these scenes from season 3 before the blood scene in season 2.
They wrote everything and said that season 3 was always going to be the last season.
Right, but they still didn't film anything from season. They said it was going to be the last season. They didn't tell anybody that it was going to be the last season until after the last episode. But they didn't film any of season 3 before season 3 production started. Like,
that's not how that goes. Like, even just having worked in theater, I could tell you that's definitely not how that would work. Within seasons, sure, you can jump around, but you're definitely not going to do that between. Even just doing that, like filming,
like contractually, you can't even do that because there's going to be different contracts for everybody who works on every given season. Like, it just wouldn't be doable.
And even if you know that the third season's supposed to, it's still it's at their discretion whether they renew you or not. So you can write whatever you want and plan on whatever you want, but whether or not you get that is up to them in the end.
But then how do they fucking clean this up?
They probably just like coat everything in polyurethane, and then once it's covered in blood, they go in and just fucking hose it off with like blitz guns. So it looks, it looks like it's delicate, but it's really all coated in like a sheet of like plastic that washes off.
I don't know that. I would not have wanted to have been the intern that day. Not even here either. Like they had the fake sex scene, which seems way too intense.
The only thing I could see is that he maybe dyes those sheets red after that and then keeps using them. He just has red sheets now. It's fine.
He just has red sheets. Yeah.
So we go to Dracula, who throws the one dude against the wall and is telling them that when she's abject, when she's helpless, when she begs for me, then she'll be mine. And it's just, again, that's what I thought he was doing, so
yeah, again, like he apparently knew everything, because he was like, the guy tried to be like, I did nothing, and then he was like, you fucking did it, like.
Yeah, I like to think that he could smell it. Like the guy licked her face, right? So maybe that's what it was.
How can you put one under fucking Dracula? Like that again boggles my fucking mind.
Oh, you mean put one over on him?
Yeah, sorry. My euphemisms.
Yeah, and then he says feed, and they all run forward and chew him up.
Little Justin Taylor Thomas looking boy is like mad hungry and just like ravenously chewing on the dude.
Nom, 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 nom.
I really didn't think that they were just gonna eat him like blood, but sure, they're eating him like he's a fucking chicken dinner. So all right. So yeah, we go back to our threesome crew, and they're still covered in blood and talking about getting more soldiers. John. What?
John. Oh well, we
we've talked about that already.
Sorry.
And she's saying that Justine is their first soldier, and that she's going to help them gather up others. And I forgot to mention that in the previous scene when she's talking about, they're wanting equality, but we want, what is it? Dominion?
Yeah, they want mastery.
Mastery, that's the one.
Yeah.
So yeah, and here they're talking about revolution. And she says, liberty is a bitch that who must be bedded on a mattress of corpses, which is a famous quote from somebody. Who is that?
Yeah.
Is that Churchill?
I have no idea.
You know what's funny? That Lily's actress has a sheet around her boobs to not show it. Mm-hmm. But like the other one is just like, yeah, whatevs.
Maybe she has contractual restrictions.
I think maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe because her boobs do a thing, and then.
Well, we've seen her boobs before, though. Like she was topless a bunch last season.
But that's what I'm saying.
I'm sure she'll be topless again here. I mean, I think we saw her boobs probably somewhere in the middle of that blood orgy.
Yeah.
But
But I wonder if she was just like enough,
less gratuitous. Yeah.
Maybe it's like a costuming choice, because there's this whole power dynamic with the person who's naked versus the person who's clothed, so maybe they gave her just a little bit more coverage so to establish that she's the one in control in this scene.
Or maybe she just wants more blood on her body, because it is again a bloody sheet.
It's a very bloody sheet. So okay, then we go to Vanessa, and she is trying to get the doctor to put her under hypnosis. And this woman is saying, well, doing that can be really traumatizing. And she's like, you fucking absurd woman is what she calls her, which I think is so great. And she says that she has blocked out so much of her time when she was in the mental institution that she is sure that's what this guy meant when he said that to her, but she doesn't remember anything of it. So she doesn't know, and she wants to remember. And finally, she agrees to do it. And she says, if you're willing to are you willing to give yourself over this no matter what may come? And Vanessa agrees, and she gets up and starts like shutting the blinds and stuff and is saying, I can't make you do things. You still have free will, and you aren't going to do anything that is outside of your nature as it stands now. So it's not like the shows that you've seen where people just do ridiculous shit. And she asks her to start off listening to the cylinder as it's going around and describe her room. And we really didn't see anything besides the quick flashbacks. So this is kind of new, some of this information. And she's remembering being in a padded room, and it like crawled into the corner, and there is like one bed and a chamber pot and like a chair, and that's it. And somebody comes in to give her food, this attendant. And when he comes in, surprise, it's John Clare.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Mr.
what do
Clare.
you know? And I was like a little nervous that he was going to be like an abusive creepster. Yeah. But it doesn't seem that way. We'll see.
No, she distincted, like, there was the thingies, like the attendants, is that what she called it? The attendants who bring her to treatments, who she seemed to be afraid of. But then then there was just an orderly with food. Like, she separated those two. And
well, she says just the attendant who brings me food. So when she was saying that, she was referring to him.
No, the attendants to take me for treatment and an orderly with food.
Okay.
So I think he's bringing her food, so he's an orderly and probably less scary because also he has food. So hopefully he's not an asshole. But the way she did that distinction though makes me think that there is like two sets of people she's worried about, I guess. There's the dude with food and then the people who bring her to go to treatments. And the doctor mentions that she got trepanation on her, which is when they put a hole in your head.
Well,
right.
trepanation, like, because what they try to do is a lobotomy, which isn't the same thing. Like, trepanation is the hole in the top of your head, isn't it?
No, trepanation is the hole in the side of the head. Lobotomy is they go in through your
nose,
or your eye socket.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, trepanation's a hole in the side of the head.
Because the one that I had heard about was trepanation on the top of the head, which some monks used to do, where they would peel the skin back, cut the hole in the top of the head, and then sew the skin back on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is one of my favorite.
Trepanation is a old school thing that's been around for a zillion years, and people still do it.
Yeah. If there's bleeding in the brain,
there's a whole thing about the concept. But there's like a sort of the concept of like enlightenment through changing the brain blood volume in your skull has been like, it has had sort of ebbs and flows in sort of hippy dippy circles.
Mm-hmm.
I think John Lennon might have done it.
I think I heard that too.
Yeah, I read a whole article about it in Spin magazine when I was like a teenager, and then the movie Pi has a lovely depiction of such. And having already read the article about it, I was like, oh, I know what he's doing. That's not smart.
There's a lot of Mayan corpses that had it, and it looks like it was a response to like a concussion. So there might have been a releasing of like collected blood that was happening.
There are legitimate.
It's really cool
to do it, but there's also a lot of people who do it
woo-woo
for
stuff.
woo-woo reasons. Yeah.
Yeah. Sawbones does a great episode about trepanation. I think it's one of their first.
So that's the end of the episode, is when we see his face, then they're just like, yep, we're done now. And I was like, God damn it.
And
they always
you're
do
telling
that.
me Dan has not seen the next episode. I'm the only person who has seen the show from here on out.
I guess so.
Well, I just saw 5 minutes of it because it was still going on, because I watched the show while we record as well.
Oh, sure.
So I accidentally saw 5 minutes of the next episode.
Okay, don't tell anybody what happens.
won't.
All I'm gonna say is it's a really good episode.
Yay!
Yeah.
I'm
And
excited.
a lot of people say it might be the best episode of the whole show.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you think, because we know Vanessa's powers a little bit, do you think that it's we see the doctor kind of in the room with her? Do you think it's magics, or do you think it's just a, that film style where they kind of like have someone reliving their past kind of thing?
I haven't rewatched it yet, so I don't know which part of the episode you're talking about. I can't say.
Okay. Well, no, at the end where she's talking about, she's describing the room.
Oh,
and then...
you mean when she sees John in the room, or when
No.
Oh, okay.
Because
okay.
the doctor is suddenly in the room with her, and
that's
what she sees.
That doctor. Oh, doctor, like Patti LuPone doctor.
Yeah, Patti LuPone doctor. I wonder, because like it'd be kind of freaky. Like again, it's kind of like putting Jean Grey under hypnosis, kind of.
Yeah, I think it's I think it's more as like a cinematic trick.
Okay.
To kind of continue with the idea that she both is in the room and realizes who she's talking to, but is also reliving this memory very vividly. So
okay,
it's just I think it's just to sort of establish that.
Okay, because in a way I was kind of asking you, Maggie, because I really would have liked that to be kind of like a cool like Vanessa Powers moment thing, I guess.
No, I don't think that. No, like that the doctor can see everything now. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. Like I'm wondering if
you could transport her into her memories. No, this is just a way of telling the story. I think it's nothing fun like that. You'd think she'd be, if that was what was going on, she'd be a little more disoriented. She'd be like, "Why am I in this white room now?" But that's my Patti LuPone impression, isn't it good? It's really solid.
Very, very good. Well,
I've been working on it for decades now, ever since she's on Life Goes On.
Can you project your voice like you're spitting out peanut butter?
Do you want me to start singing Sweeney Todd songs? No, I'm not going to do that because my kids are asleep.
No, but I'm asking you to do practice really hard at projecting your voice that way. To do your impression.
I am very good at doing that. I am not in a situation, nor do you want me to do that this close to a microphone, but I can assure you I can project. Let's just say. It's not a problem for me. My children can tell you. Mama can project across that entire house. My diaphragm is sturdy.
So I'm excited. I'm unspoiled, and I also barely saw the other one. So, I mean, some of the episode that was just auto playing, which I kind of fucking hate. God damn it, Netflix!
You can
I
stop
like it.
Just hit stop.
Well, I completely forgot about it, and then I turned my head kind of and I'm like, oh, there's still text on the screen. Oh, wait.
Yeah, I'm like vigilant. I stay on it until it's I stay on it until the last second, and then immediately I close the entire tab out. I'm just like out of there. All right.
Natasha,
well,
if you feel up to it, I say watch it tonight because it's good.
I can't because Owen's home and he wants to watch
it.
He hasn't been keeping up. I'm not sure that he's gonna know what the fuck is going on or be interested in watching something that he hasn't been keeping up on. So yeah, I'll probably have to watch it by myself tomorrow.
Boo, Owen. Do you want me to text?
We don't have any new patrons this week because we just recorded on Saturday, so there's been no time. And yeah, so no other announcements. So that's basically everything. You guys know where to find us. Unspoiledpodcast.com, Facebook.com/unspoiledpod, Twitter at Unspoiled Show, Instagram at Unspoiled Podcast. Do you guys have anything you'd like to add or plug or anything?
Legion's up. If you're a patron, go to the Unspoiled Patrons Clubhouse and listen to our first episode of Legion.
Yay!
Yeah.
It's fun to do.
Yeah, it should be approved on iTunes within a few days, hopefully. And then I will start getting it put up on Stitcher and Google Play and whatnot as well. But right now, it is just on Spreaker or up for patrons.
Probably go watch the actual episode of Legion first if you have not watched it, because otherwise you will not know what we're talking about.
There are shows that you can listen to without having watched or read, but that is not going to be one of them.
One of them. Mm-mm.
Not even a little bit.
Because we do a lot of like, and then they do the thing with the what?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
And I'm just like, there was a frog smoking.
There was a frog smoking, but nobody would know what the fuck you were talking about.
Yep.
I'm gonna post that photo of my eyebrows, and I'm gonna get a screen cap of fucking Brona.
Okay, poll. It's gonna be a poll.
It's gonna be a
Everybody
poll.
Everybody has to weigh in.
Exactly.
On your eyebrows versus Brona's eyebrows.
Yes. And I'm sorry that calling her Brona again. I just want her to be wholesome. I love her, and like she's.
I don't want her to be wholesome. This is so much better.
I mean wholesome as in like whole, like because I think she's been ripped apart pretty literally by a dude doing an autopsy on her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a literal. Yeah.
Yes. And so I wanted to be whole, as in like, I not wholesome. Like,
but her old life was shitty.
It was.
It was shitty. I don't know.
Yeah, I prefer her 1,000% more now, and I think everything is better now, and she's better now, and I never ever want her to change. So... Never change, Brona. Well, Lily,
ask Owen and Segev if they're down for blood orgies.
I am not going to ask because I know the answer for that. I don't need to ask.
I bet you that Owen would be if it were the right circumstances.
If somebody else had to clean up.
Well, that's really the main thing. Yeah, for sure.
He's like, I do enough of this shit during the week.
He'd be asking all kinds of questions about the logistics of it. Like, yeah, for sure.
Blood. How in blood? What is blood?
All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next week with a new episode. Toodaloo, motherfuckers.
That was an Unspoiled Network podcast.